to the Footballtribeug channel. Robert Kesakos is your usual suspect. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your weekend. It's a beautiful and hot day out there. Uh, it's going to be a long weekend for me. I do have a funeral to attend. So, uh, in the outside of Kabbalah, a very unfortunate scenes. A friend of ours did lose a mother. You will do commiserate with him. So, but I'll endeavor to do my best to keep tabs on things. So I thought I should get on here and we do a quick one, a quick broadcast and discuss a few things because the Premier League does get underway this weekend and it's pretty interesting, the things that are coming because plenty of action. One of the biggest rivalries, it's match day 28 and 29 for some teams, but yeah, I thought we should run through the fixtures that will be coming your way and then possibly discuss Manchester United in their game against Arsenal in a little bit so that I do not leave you unattended to in that respect. So here's a run of fixtures that will be coming your way this weekend as far as the Premier League is concerned. That's match day 28 and match day 29. That's for teams like Liverpool and possibly Aston Villa. Yes. So in the early kickoff at 15:30, that's at 3:30 p.m. East African time. Nottingham Forest, under the charges of Nuno Espirito Santo, do entertain Manchester City. And at 6 p.m., that's today, Brighton and Hove Albion will be up against Fulham at the Amex Stadium. Crystal Palace will be at home against Ipswich Town, while Liverpool will be thrashing Southampton. That's my expectation. That Liverpool will thrash Southampton. And I do not know whether Arne Slot will rest a couple of players ahead of their return leg with PSG next week on Tuesday, is it? In that UEFA Champions League knockout stage. That's the round of 16, for which they are leading by an aggregate of 1-0 following their victory at Parc de France. That goal scored by Javi Elliott in the 86th minute to win them the game, where they had been abysmal, where they had had an abysmal performance. PSG dominating all the affairs in that one. But Alisson Ramsey-Becker pulling off as many as 9 saves to keep them in that game until they managed to win it. So clearly, I do expect, my expectation is that Arne Slot may want to tweak a few things here and they're in preparation for that return leg. That may not be as simple as it may sound, given that Liverpool are going to be at home. Anyways, at 8:30 p.m., Brentford will be up against Aston Villa. That's for match day 28. And then at 11 p.m., that's in the late kickoff, Wolverhampton Wanderers will be at home against Everton. So do keep your eyes out for that particular fixture. And then on Super Sunday, action will continue. That's on 9th March. Chelsea will be at home against Leicester City at 5 p.m. East African time. Tottenham Hotspurs will be up against Bournemouth at the same kickoff time, while in the late kickoff for Super Sunday, that will be between Manchester United and Arsenal. Very very big game. I think the biggest game of the weekend that will be coming your way. And then, of course, on Monday Night Football, we'll have one fixture that will be between West Ham United and Newcastle United at the London Stadium there. That game will be coming to you at 11 p.m. East Africa time. So anyways, Manchester United versus Arsenal, it's always a gargantuan fixture. It's a fixture that we all look forward to, regardless of what team you support. Definitely, if you're a Manchester United loyalty or an Arsenal addict, then clearly the fixture in itself means much more to you, depending on where you hail from, whether you're from Asia, whether you're from Marrakesh, that's in Morocco, whether you're from Kampala, whether you're from Jinja, whether you're from Iganga, regardless of where you come from, whether you're from Nairobi, this fixture tends to bring out the best and worst of these two sides at once, as when it comes to football banter. So clearly, do expect a couple of names in there. People tend to give it a lot of their time. It means much more, possibly, than maybe it means on the actual turf for some of the players. Because I do know for a fact that Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur is a bigger rivalry in itself than Manchester United versus Arsenal, as far as English football history is concerned. But in the supporters' eyes, especially in countries like Uganda and possibly Africa or even elsewhere, the Manchester United fixture versus Arsenal is bigger than Tottenham in many respects, especially because of that rivalry between 97 and 2004 there, and slightly beyond between Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United and St. Charles Wenger at Arsenal. So clearly the fixture in itself, historically, in that context, means a lot to the two fans. As far as this season is concerned, no team is anywhere near where they would have wanted to be. I'm sure Arsenal would have wanted to be leading the Premier League table, possibly with a 13 points difference in comparison to Liverpool or any second place team, but it is the reverse because they are the ones 13 points adrift of the leaders, Liverpool. Manchester United are languishing in as down as 14th place on the Premier League table, and I mean, it's the trend has been that arguably almost all season they've been on the second page of the Premier League log, and it's not looking pretty for a team of the stature of Manchester United. So clearly, both teams are not where they want to be. Both teams have suffered their fair share of injuries. Arsenal taking the biggest hit on that one. We do know for a fact that two of their forwards in Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus have their seasons ended. We do know that Takahiro Tomiyasu has hardly kicked a ball for them. We do know that Odegaard suffered his injuries. We do know that Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli are just on the verge of returning back from injury. We do know that Ben White had to undergo surgery and that kind of thing. On the other side, Manchester United did lose their star that was trying to breathe new fresh air in this team under the charges of Ruben Amorim. That's Amad Diallo, but he's since gotten injured and that kind of thing, and it really has cost them, in my opinion. So in this particular game, of course, we know as far as this season is concerned, Arsenal, double times better performance than Manchester United. But that notwithstanding, like I said, not all the teams is where they would want to be. So most recently, Arsenal put 7 past PSV. That's in the UEFA Champions League. In the first leg at PSV and Oven, and they beat them 7-1. In a very surprising result. I didn't expect it. I'm sure nobody expected that kind of result. Many Arsenal fans and supporters, pundits, and all that kind of thing had predicted a draw at the bare minimum for Arsenal or a narrow defeat. So, and then on Thursday, Manchester United did share the spoils with Real Sociedad in the Europa League there. Again, round of 16 knockout stages. United did concede a penalty there. I think the captain being the culprit in that incident. So it's not pretty. Going back to last weekend, of course, we do know that it was the FA Cup. We saw Manchester United be knocked out of the FA Cup at the hands of Fulham. Arsenal were out of it already, and that kind of thing. As far as the last 5 meetings are concerned between the two sides, I wouldn't say it's been a one-way street, but at least last season it was, because Arsenal did beat Manchester United home and away, while they've already beaten them this season in the first leg by 2-0. You did have Julian Timber on target and William Saliba. Manchester United conceding twice through set pieces in that particular fixture, in a game that I thought, especially in the first half, that Manchester United had done all it took to frustrate Arsenal to stop them from creating chances and that kind of thing. And in the second half, Arsenal had to look to their best alternative in scoring set pieces. However, Arsenal have not scored from a set piece since December last year, and was it? Yeah, December last year they've not scored from a set piece. So clearly that avenue seems to have dried up, especially in the absence of Bukayo Saka. Martin Odegaard is yet to click, although we did see flashes of that brilliancy in that game against PSV, where he was voted man of the match after taking a brush and an assist in that particular fixture. So, as far as the last 5 meetings are concerned between the two sides, Arsenal have won 4, United have won 1. That was winning last season, but beating Arsenal by 3-1 at Old Trafford. For those of you that do remember, that game that ended 3-1, Gabriel Martinelli scoring a goal that was wrongly cancelled through the for what had been deemed an offside at the time. So from there henceforth, Arsenal won the return leg in that particular season. That's the 2022-2023 campaign, and they won that one 3-2, then came and beat up against United 3-1 and 1-0 respectively. That was last season for their home and away fixtures. And then that 2-0 victory earlier on in the season. So clearly, as far as their head-to-head form guide, that's the picture I can paint for you. In regards to Premier League, the Premier League in itself, in the last couple of meetings, Arsenal have not won in their last two. They have 3 wins in their last 5, beating up against teams like Wolves by goal to nil, beating up against by City by 5-1, beating up against Leicester City by goal to nil, losing to West Ham by goal to nil, and sharing the spoils with Nottingham Forest in a goalless draw. On the other hand, Man United have only 2 victories in their last 5, losing 2 and drawing 1, and the victory coming up against Ipswich Town, that's in a 3-2 victory. That is in the last fixture, but slightly earlier than that, they had shared the spoils with Everton in a 2-2 draw. Remember, Everton being denied a penalty in that particular game for a pull by Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof on former Manchester United winger in Ashley Young. So, and then they did lose to Spurs and Crystal Palace by goal to nil and 2-0 respectively, but had also earlier on beaten up against Fulham. So, as far as the Premier League form guide is concerned, in the last 5 fixtures, that's the look of things. So, Arsenal, on paper, look much the better side, and even when you go down to both squads, Arsenal still look the much better side, and in that kind of sense, so they do look the better side. However, this game usually trumps form. It's that kind of game that usually United have known how to frustrate Arsenal and get a result, even when form has not been on their side. Years gone by, it used to there was a period where the team on lesser form would beat the own form team. So that kind of expectation. So for Arsenal, going especially back in the UEFA Champions League, when they know they literally already have one step into this quarterfinals following that 7-1 victory over PSV, I do think they won't feel the need to rotate their squad in terms of resting players ahead of the return leg. I think Mikel Arteta will go full throttle. David Villa in goal, Julian Timber. Of course, we all know Miles Lewis Kelly. I would need provide the assist for Arsenal's second goal versus PSG. Ethan Nwaneri is suspended for this match, having received a red card, a straight red card, in their 1-0 loss to West Ham. So he has already missed that fixture against Nottingham Forest. So he is destined to miss this one through suspension. So that one is absent. So that means the expectation is that Ricardo Calafiori starts in left back, but Kieran Tierney is available. Alexander Zinchenko is available. Should Calafiori not be given the nod ahead. Then that centre back of Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, and then of course that midfield, the expectation is Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard. Then up front, Ethan Nwaneri, Leandro Trossard, and Mikel Merino to lead the forwards. So that's the expectation. On the side of Manchester United, Andre Onana, yes, they have a lot to do next week when they face off with Bayern Sociedad in the reverse fixture, but I do not think that given the position they are in, they do have any luxury whatsoever to rest players ahead of that particular fixture. So Patrick Dogu, who has been a decent signing, they did sign him in January, did suffer a red card in that 3-2 victory over Ipswich Town, so he will miss this particular fixture. So that means Diego Dalot and Mazraoui are expected to start as the wing backs. Then that centre back of Matthias de Ligt, Harry Maguire, and Lenior is my expectation. Then a midfield of Casemiro, who I thought looked good in that game against Bayern Sociedad. Then Manuel Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes to form the core of the midfield. And then, of course, going forward, you do expect Joshua Zirkzee, maybe along Rasmus and Garnacho to lead that forward three. So, of course, returning to the midfield, I wouldn't be surprised if there are tweaks over either Casemiro is out and then it's Kobe Mino that starts the game and that kind of thing. Although the club does find themselves at a deadlock with That's midfielder Kobe Mino over a new contract. The expectation is that the club, what is making rounds is that the club is offering low wages as opposed to what the player is demanding, and they say that he is willing to seek to ply his trade elsewhere in Europe next season should it come to that. In the eventuality that they cannot agree to terms with the club, and it is said that the club could demand a fee in the region of £20 million should the player decide to leave the club in the summer. So there's that bit of animosity in that case, but we are waiting to see. And then, so there's all that. I do get to feel that like most games are, whoever wins the midfield battle will have a big say on the final result of the game. So if it's Arsenal, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard have to stamp their feet, their name on this fixture and dominate that midfield. If it's United, then their midfield, especially the underwhelming creative side of them. Of course, Diego Dalot has come under criticism for his failure to use his IQ in that 1-1 draw against Real Sociedad, because there's a moment where he gets the running and literally all he has is to pass the ball to a well-run Rasmus Højlund to tap the ball home. And he doesn't do that. He decides to take another, another touch further, and it does not pay out well. So clearly, he's faced a bit of backlash from the Manchester United fan base, and rightly so, and from the commentary line, and rightly so, because he clearly forgot his footballing IQ as we are working their prowess in scoring from United do not defend set pieces well. We did see them concede against Fulham through conceding against Calvin Bassey, the Fulham defender who scored that a cup fixture through a set piece. A corner comes in, Fulham player heads it, and they can't clear their lines, and Calvin Bassey heads it past Andre Onana. So do expect those kinds of things and all. And of course, Arsenal do have the towering defender, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, Kieran Timber. They can head the ball home should a decent set piece be provided. Anyways, do let me know what your predictions are. My gut feeling says it's Arsenal may win this one by 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is a draw. So do let me know what your predictions are. Comment section. So allow me to keep it at that and wish you a wonderful rest of the weekend. Stay blessed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.